Alright guys, so hopefully today I want to install my new brake lines. As you can see, I got them through the post. These were 65 centimeters long, and the new ones I've got are 80 centimeters, so that should give me about 15 centimeters to play with. That might be a bit too much, but hopefully we should be able to tuck them in around here. So what I'm going to start off with is I'm going to undo the bolts at the bottom here and let the brake fluid drain out into my bottle, and I'm going to do that for both sides, and then we'll take it from there. Alright guys, so this is where we get the gloves on and get the rags out. This is going to be messy. So we've got a 14mm nut over here, and then break that loose. Okay, that's not tight at all, and this is where I can already see the brake fluid leaking out. Alright, okay, so we've got two washers. Right, so put these aside. Okay, so I'm not even getting much brake fluid coming down, so I'm going to go ahead and put the new hoses on now, just temporarily. I'm going to hand screw them down, get the washer right in place. Alright, so I'm going to leave that there for now. I'm going to go to the other side and do the same. Loosen that off and get a rag ready. Alright, let's come off. What I'm trying to do is try to get the remainder of it into the bottle. So I'm going to go ahead and squeeze the lever a couple of times and see what we can get out of the excess fluid. So that's more or less empty now. It's not a lot in the lines, and I'm gonna go ahead and alright, so we're gonna get the bolt with one washer on there, feed that through, get the other washer on the other side. We're gonna go ahead and slap that on for now, just hand tighten. Right, so alright guys, so I've got the brake lever on the handlebar, which made it possible for me to loosen this nut here. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this. Hopefully there should be not much more brake fluid in there, but just in case, I've got my rag. It's not tight, but it's just slippery, so I'm using the wrench. So this is where you need to remember the order. So you got 3 washers, 2 banjos. Right, okay, so that's off now. A few drops coming out. Just gonna hold the rag there for a second. So feed the new brake line through the old route. One goes in first. Get the other side as well. Right, so I've got both the brake lines ready to be lined up, so it should be looking roughly like this. Let's go and get the bolt. So one washer there, get one washer on, and the next. Right, so go ahead and get that in there. Go ahead and tighten those down. That should be good. I'll do the others as well. Should be good. The other side. That should be good. Guys, so I've got the brake lines on. This is how they're looking. Slightly flared out because they're a bit longer, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue. So what I'm going to do now is I've mounted the reservoir, the brake fluid reservoir, on the handlebar like so. This is a temporary thing, but it's alright for now. And what we're going to do is top up the brake fluid and start the bleeding procedure, as obviously the brake lines are completely empty. And this is my brake lever. It's completely no resistance whatsoever, obviously because the lines are completely empty. So for the bleeding, I've got this little kit here. It's a little handheld suction thing, makes it a lot easier for a one-man job. And for brake fluid, I'm just using standard .4 brake fluid, nothing special. So I'm going to go ahead and find the right connector, and I'm going to set this up now. Alright guys, so this is how this tool works, and we're going to connect the pipe to the bleed nipple, make sure that's nice and snug, and then we've got the waste reservoir there, and then we have to make sure these connections are nice and tight. And then when we pump this up, we should be able to build up some pressure, and then observe that, make sure it's not dropping. If it's dropping, that means we're sucking in air, one of the connectors are loose. So that's looking like it's holding up, so that means we've got a good connection. So I'm going to go ahead and open the bleed nipple like so. As you can see, and it's getting sucked out like so. I need to come straight to the top. It's already getting drained down. I wish I had another hand here. Keep topping it up. I can see it go down as we speak. So I'm losing pressure on the bottom end, so I slide down. There it is. As you can see, plenty of bubbles coming out. You want a clear line of brake fluid coming out of that pipe, and keep topping up the top over there. As you can see, plenty of air bubbles, obviously because the lines are completely dry. And once all the air has come all the way down and out of the caliper, we should have a steady flow of brake fluid coming out. Alright guys, so what's happening is the hose they supplied is not getting tight around the bleed nipple, and plus the connectors they supplied do not fit my bleed nipple. So what I've done is I've got this little silicone hose here which is slightly smaller, and I've connected it with one of the connectors to this pipe, and hopefully I should get an airtight seal around the bleed nipple with this piece here. Top it up, crack that open. As you can see, those air bubbles are very slowly moving back down and up into the reservoir. Crack that shut, top up the reservoir again. And I think that's more or less clear enough. Try it one more time. Pump up the vacuum. Crack that open one more time. I can see some very tiny air bubbles. Crack it open again. Top that up again. Pump up the vacuum. This might be the last crank. I think that's pretty steady flow of brake fluid coming from there now. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump to the next side. So I finally got some assistance to so he's going to keep an eye on the brake fluid levels. So he's going to keep it topped up, and this is set up for the left hand side. So we pumped up the vacuum. So we're going to go ahead and crack this open. You keeping it topped up, Nassim? Because it's dropping. So we've got a few bubbles coming through. Make sure he's topping it up. Pump up the vacuum again. Go back down. As you can see, there's a couple of air bubbles. Keep an eye on this line as I crank it open. A few bubbles. Keep it topped up, yeah? Make sure he is topping it up. Topped it up, yep. Okay, we've still got pressure. Vacuum. And just keep an eye on this line. Quite a few bubbles coming through. Is it dropping up there?
Yeah.
Keeping it topped up? Yeah. So going into the reservoir here. A few more bubbles coming through. Yeah, keep it topped up. Get some more vacuum. Don't want to go more than 20. I think we're more or less done because there's very few bubbles left. As you can see, I'm getting a clear line of brake fluid, and I think we're done. So that's a clear line of brake fluid. Those are the air bubbles. That's all clear. We're going to close that off. Got the so now we test the brakes now. Let's see how they're feeling. Come on in, let's see. So now we pump up the brakes. feeling quite solid. So there you have it, guys. Brakes bled. So next, the only thing I've got left is to sort out something for my front headlights, and then we'll take it from there.